Good morning, Smitten Stampers. This is Trisha Bellinger here in Bath, Michigan. I am going to show you today a One Sheet Wonder scrapbooking page using one sheet of designer series paper, one sheet of, and that's 12 by 12 designer series paper, and then 2 sheets of a base color, coordinating base color. Today I'm using Pebbled Path and Very Vanilla. I'm coming on a little bit late. Mother's Day weekend was this past weekend, and I thought I would have everything ready before Manic Monday, but here Trisha is again, running behind the 8 ball, but better late than never. I hope if you're here and you're joining me today, give me a thumbs up or say hello and where you're from. This is a One Sheet Wonder and using 12 by 12 scrapbooking. So last week I did a video or a live, and on last week's live I left a message that if you went to visit my blog, I don't know if I did it on the live anyways, if you went and visited my blog and left me a comment, my blog is smittenstamper.com. That's where I share inspiration of scrapbook pages, card ideas, different things that I've made, 3D projects, my classes to go, which is, I call that From My Ink Pad to Yours. That is my Smitten Stampers class to go. So on the blog, you'll find that, and I had a few people that left comments, and I said that I would do a drawing on my Manic Monday. So we had Ingrid, and Ingrid left 2 comments. So I'm going to put Ingrid's name twice in my basket here. I'm going to do a drawing for, because I don't know if you girls are local. Let's see, I'm going to put them in this bucket. I don't know if you're local to me or if you're away, but this will be easy to mail. You will get a very pretty card in the mail with these embellishments. And these are the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. So, looks like one slid in their packaging. So, very pretty gems. That's what I've decided to do. And then Wendy left 2 comments. So I'm going to put Wendy in there. And I'm going to do the same sort of thing every Manic Monday. I'm going to start with a giveaway. I don't know what it will be, but if you visit my blog, smittenstamper.com, leave me a comment. I am also just starting new. Peggy left a comment, so Peggy's name's going in there once. I'm also starting to upload these videos. You can catch them here. If you can catch me live, that's great. Just say hello and where you're from and give me some love, and share me with your friends in case this is a layout that they may want to recreate. But I'm going to do this each Monday. I don't know what I'm going to give away, but with the videos, I'm also uploading them to a YouTube channel. I cannot go live on YouTube unless I have 50 subscribers. So I'll continue my lives here on Facebook. I like the Manic Mondays. So, okay, so we have Ingrid in here twice, Wendy in here twice, and Peggy in here. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to do our drawing. And you know what? I think I am actually, Linda left a message, and I'm going to add, let's see. So we have Ingrid twice. I got off track. Ingrid twice, Wendy twice, Peggy, and Linda. Oh, good morning, Linda. You're catching the drawing from commenting on the blog. So I'm actually going to do this each Manic Monday. We're going to start here with our drawing for leaving a comment on my Smitten Stampers blog. I put you in a drawing. Ingrid, Wendy, Peggy, and Linda to have a chance to win the Petal Pink and the Pretty Peacock foiled gems, and that will get mailed in a card to you. So I don't have your address, and if you're the winner, I might need you to message me the address if you're on today. Okay, and our winner is, oh, I got two. Our winner is Wendy. Congratulations, Wendy. So you will be receiving, I'll need your address. I don't believe I have your address. So Wendy, if you want to message me your address, I will send you these in a pretty card. And then same thing for this week. If you go on my blog, I'm going to update it with the cards that I did, some cards that I did last week, and the scrapbooking page layout that I'm doing today. So I don't know if you caught me earlier this morning. I am running a little late, so thanks for joining in. But I am going to show a one sheet wonder is what we're doing today, where you're going to scrapbook with a 12 by 12 piece of designer series paper, one 12 by 12 piece of cardstock. These are the two pieces that we're going to cut. And then we're going to have two coordinating card bases. My bases are Pebbled Path. So I'm going to bring in my trimmer. You can either take notes or you can cut along with me if you would prefer to take notes. This is retired. This is what my scrapbooking class is going to do. Linda's hooked on scrapping now. Oh, I'm so glad to hear that, Linda. Your pages are beautiful. Keep up the great work. I'm glad I could be an inspiration to you. We take so many photos on our phones and then nobody does anything with them. So I just think it's wonderful that you are going to start using those photos. So I'm going to take these out. We are using the designer series paper. It's called Let's Go Fishing. That's where I got this sheet of cards, this sheet of designer paper, and we're also going to cut a sheet of Very Vanilla. So you will have what I'm going to call page A, which is your cardstock, page B, which is your designer series paper. So if you're taking notes, write that down. You're going to want a 12 by 12 cardstock, page A. That is just a regular sheet of cardstock. I guess you could use two pieces of designer series paper, but this is just a great layout to do a 2-page spread using one sheet of designer series paper. So with the 12 by 12 cardstock, page A, the first thing you're going to do is lay it in the trimmer, and we're going to cut this. Okay, that's my scoring blade, that's my cutting blade. We're going to cut this at 11 inches. So you're going to lay your 12 by 12 in there, cardstock. You're going to make the first cut at 11 inches. You're going to push that off to the side. Can you guys see everything? Am I in frame? Okay, and then you're going to make your next cut by sliding over, and we're going to go to 10 1/4 inches. Part of the reason why I was a little late, I can hear my husband upstairs. I am down in the Fungin now. So if you hear that noise up above us, I am going to start doing my lives down here in the Fungin because everything's here. It was so hard going upstairs and trying to drag everything up, take it back down. So I'm hoping my internet is good enough down here. And then our next cut, so our first cut was 11, then 10 1/4, and now we're going to cut at 6. So we have a mourning dove that is trying to nest create some sort. She's trying to do something. It's two mourning doves out there. I'm guessing a male and a female. And they're trying to make a nest on my baker's rack on my back patio. So they've knocked down a hurricane lamp. Thank God it didn't bust because it does have glass in it. And so my bonus kids got me a beautiful purple calla lily. Mike brought that in the house because it's trying to get in it. Okay, so that's why I'm a little late, is we're trying to keep this bird off the patio. So we have 11 inches. The first cut was 11, 10 1/4. I'll stay on track now, and 6. Now we're going to take our 6 by 12 and we're going to rotate it. And we're going to cut this at 8 inches and 4 inches. Okay. So now you have all these pieces. And what we're going to do is these 3, which you're going to make 2 piles, an A and B pile after you've cut everything. So these 3 cuts that you've made, you're going to put 2 of them and we're going to create an A pile, and 1 of them we're going to put in the B pile. Okay. And then you have your, this should be 3 by 12. No, 4 by 12. This is going to go in our B pile. Okay. And then we have, is it the B pile? Oh my goodness, I don't want to show you the picture, the page. I want you to be surprised. This is going to go in the B pile. No, this is not going in the B pile. This is going in the A pile. The sheet. Let's set that aside. I'll tell you in just a little bit. Trim the 4 1/4. Oh, no. We trim this. That's why. Okay, so that 4 1/4, that last piece, that 4 1/4 is what it is, by 12. We're going to rotate. We're going to put in our trimmer on the 12-inch side, and we're going to cut it at 6 1/4. That's why I was lost. Okay. All right. And let's see. This is going in the A pile. So the 6 1/4 by 4 1/4 is going in the B pile, and the 4 1/4 by 5 3/4 is going in the A pile. So A and B. Okay. You'll see when we get it cut. If you need all those measurements, just ask. I will put these on my blog as well. So now we have sheet B, which is your 12 by 12 designer series paper. Now we're going to cut this, and we're going to cut it at, make our first cut at 9 inches. Okay, let that fall. Our next cut at 6 inches. We're going to let that fall. And then you should have, let's see, and then rotate, and this is 6 by 12. We're going to rotate it, and you're going to cut this at 8 inches. Okay. So now this is going to be in our A pile, and this is going to be in our B pile. We're going to take one of these sheets, the 3 by 12. One of these, see, it's 3 by 12. We're going to take one of those. Going to put it back in our trimmer, rotate it to the 12-inch side, and you're going to cut it at 9 and 6. Okay. And then again at 4. So 9, 6, and 4. This tiny little piece here is going in our A pile. And then these pieces are all going in our B pile. Okay, so now you should have no waste. You should have cut everything from your 12 by 12 and absolutely no waste. So we're going to put our trimmer away. We're going to get out the two bases that we chose, and I chose Pebbled Path. Okay, and then this is your A pile, so this will be for the left side of your page. This was our B pile. This is going to be for the right side of our page. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to lay this out. So you want to start with the biggest sheet of Designer Series paper. We're going to lay that in the corner. Oh, I don't think you can see me with this. Can't be all sprawled out. There we go. So that's going to be the left side. This is going to lay up in the corner. If you use a mat with a grid, my girls are going to love me. I actually found some grid mats for them to work on for scrapbook class. So this is one of the projects, or one of the 2-page spreads they're making. The reason we're using Let's Go Fishing, this was actually available last month. So they are making the June pages for their Year of Memory album, and this could either be Father's Day or kick off summer. So they're each getting 12 by 12. They're going to make 4 pages, and they're going to use the Let's Go Fishing Designer Series paper. So this is not available, but I wanted to show you what they're going to do. And you can use this with any Designer Series paper, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So then that thin strip that we cut from our cardstock sheet is going to lay across the bottom. This little tiny piece that we cut is going to lay across that. Okay, and then you've got this. And then you're going to have 2 photo mats. So these are 4 by 6 photo mats. Those are going to lay kind of like so. This is going to go there. This is going to come down. I'm going to show you. I'm not going to glue this all together because I've got one already done for you that I'm going to show you how we finished with the whole page. But I don't want you to have to watch me because I want to show you. I paired this with Seaside Wishes, and I'll show you that in just a minute. So that's the left side page. You're going to get 3 really nice size photos. Maybe you don't have good shots of a 4 by 6 photo. Do 2 3 by 5s or 3 by 6s, and then use part of the cardstock as your photo mat. Maybe you like to journal a lot and you want to do a lot of journaling. So that's the left page. And then our right page, let me slide that into play here. I wanted you to see my Smitten Stamper so you can remember to go on my blog, make a comment so that you may win next week. And then if you want to decide to place an order with me, there's a link to take you to my shop, and that would be the host code that you would use for this week. Okay, so then we're going to take our Designer Series paper, the long piece. We're going to lay that along this edge. We're going to lay this butt that right up next to it. And you're probably thinking this is very blah, but when you get your pictures on here, it's going to be absolutely beautiful because your pictures are going to add a lot of the color, dictate the color. Our bow is red, so I'm going to do these, use these with a red. The red will just make this pop. Okay, so one of these is larger. You're going to mat your Designer Series paper onto the larger one, and that's going to lay across there. Then you're going to use the next larger one, and that's going to go in this corner here. Can you guys see that? Yeah, I can't. Linda, I'm going to be updating my Smitten Stamper blog with my PDFs. I did meet with my niece and went to my little nephew's game last Monday evening. If you guys want to stay on when I'm done, I'll show you the First Year of Memories album. And I'm going to create PDFs for all the layouts that I did, and those will be on my blog. You'll be able to purchase the past PDFs. Okay, now you have two DSP squares that are alike. Those are going to nest right in here. It's kind of like puzzling, just puzzling your pieces together. And I'm going to show you a trick, because you'll know when you get, and then this is going up in this corner. So now let's say you have your layout done. You don't need to add your pictures. All my classes are crop and drop. All my PDFs will be crop and drop. They'll fit anything. Let's say you want to turn it. Check this out. You can make your page go this way and this way. Add a small picture here. Do your embellishing in there. There's no right or wrong. Once you master this layout, and it's beautiful with any designer series paper. I went to Mega Meet, and this was one of the classes, classes I took. One of the things I stopped to do was, I look for sketch layouts, but I love oh my goodness, Trisha. I love Stampin' Up's designer series paper. This was with a different company's layout, but you can use any sketch with our paper. So you could choose to do any embellishing photos on here. I chose to pair this with Seaside Wishes, and I'm going to show you a little bit of this bundle. This is a brand new bundle. It is in our new annual catalog. And you know what? I thought I had a catalog down here. Let me scan real quick and see where I laid it. Here it is. So this is our new catalog. I'm going to look up Seaside Wishes and tell you, because this catalog is laid out so differently. So it's on page 73 of the annual catalog. It does come as a bundle. You get a stamp set with some nice phrases. You absolutely made my day. Your friendship is the best gift. Love you. Sometimes the simplest things mean the most. These are amazing. They've came out with them every year. This is what they call a hybrid embossing folder. So you get a folder, which actually comes with a die, and I'm going to show you it because it's amazing. You need one of those grid mats. So I actually found these grid mats up at a store in Mount Pleasant, and I believe they said there's one in Clare as well. It's called Dollar Days, and very inexpensive, but I bought one for each of my members of the scrapbook class to use, just to get everything squared up. So I hope you can find one, Linda. And then inside this bundle, if you buy it bundled, you get 10% off. So you get the stamp set, the embossing folder, and then these dies. These dies here cut these pieces out. The highlighted pieces on the stamp case here in the catalog will show you that the dies cut those pieces. So anything that's highlighted, that means there's a coordinating die for that. So not only does it cut these pieces, you also get some bonus pieces. This is really pretty, very intricate. This is like little seaweed, and then a couple with starfish. So I'm going to show you that. I don't normally do all this cutting and embossing and everything on camera, But because this is so new and I haven't ever showed how these work, this is the Seaside Wishes embossing folder. The folder is beautiful just on its own. These are the dies. I do put my dies on a magnetic sheet. And now what I'll do is, and I keep this because if you look really close, it will tell me that there's 8 dies in this. So I'll always know how many dies because I get creating down here in the fungin, and who knows what goes where, gets where. So then I'll keep that right inside here. And then I'll keep this with my embossing folders. If you wanted, you probably could. Oh yeah, you could keep everything together right in the one case. So that's how I store my dies. But what I wanted to show you is how we're going to finish off our One Sheet Wonder. I actually took the Very Vanilla and the Pebbled Path, and I cut them into quarters, okay? So this is, I just took 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock and I cut it 4 1/4 down 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and you'll end up with 4 of these. So what you're gonna do, this die right here will lay right in this there. See, it's not gonna move, it's not gonna, if it's laid in there right, you're gonna see it's not gonna wiggle. It's just nice and tight in there. Then what I did was I laid my 1/4 of a sheet of cardstock on. I shut this. I'm gonna take this over and I'm gonna run this through the embossing or the die cut machine. I'm gonna do it really quick. You guys, if you guys want to see, I'll just lay this here so you can see. Let's shut all that. Trisha's got a lot going on this morning. Okay, so then I know you all know how to do this, but then we're gonna run this through. Oops, no we're not through that. See, I'd be better off if I just, you gotta use the machine with the hybrid embossing folder. So because this is a 3D folder, you need to use the plate. Mine is a blue plate. I think now when you purchase them, it is a gray plate. So I'm gonna run this through. You guys don't need to see the whole big shot thing. I'm just gonna run it through really quick here off to the side. And then wham bam, this is what we got. Sorry about that. So you open it up. Look how cool it is. This is just so cool. So now you have 3, what do you call these? Silver dollars, sand dollars. And then you have a sheet of, look at the texture that it gave. I'm like, you know what? We can't throw that out. So you know what I did? I took my Pebbled Path. Well, I hope this doesn't get on anything. I took my Pebbled Path with a sponge dauber, okay? Stamp that off just a little bit. And then what I did was I went through, maybe try that you don't got too heavily inked, okay? I went through and I just added, see where that's raised? I just sponged it to add some color, because this is pretty plain, but you know what? That's okay. Remember what I said. Your pictures are they're gonna pop. They're gonna tell the story when you get your photos on there. Trust me, it's gonna be beautiful. So this is what I did. I took Pebbled Path and I sponged those. Doesn't that just make it pop? Do you guys like it? Do you like this folder? This, oh, it just screams summertime to me. And I mean, if you're not a boater, maybe a walk on the beach, some pictures at the lake, it doesn't have to be an ocean. It just gives you that summer vibe, that summer feel. So I took that and I went around all my edges, just giving it some, because you want this to pop up against the designer paper. We're going to create some focal points. I'm going to show you again how we laid that all out. So I'm just adding some Pebbled Path sponging just to give this some texture, make that pop. And then do you remember the dies that I showed you? One of those dies looked similar to seaweed, just to kind of add some more. Okay, so that's what I did. Those are the silver dollars or sand dollars. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take those other dies. Let's set this so I don't stick my hands in it. We're going to take these other dies and we're just going to lay these onto this. Let me move all this so I can kind of show you how I came up with these extra little pieces for embellishing. Okay, so these are our, let's set all this aside. This is our page. Remember how we laid it out in case you want a screenshot. And I will put this on my blog later this week. If I get a chance, I'll do it tonight for you to see. So that was the left page. This was the right page. Okay, and then these are this is the frame left over after you cut out. Oh, I got a shadow down here. I might have to work on lighting. So this is the piece that's left over after you cut that out. And then what I did was I just laid these onto that, onto here. Whoops, you gotta do your cut side down. Trisha knows better than that. So we want to cut it. We don't want it to just lay on there looking pretty. Okay, so we're gonna lay those on there. And then we're going to lay one across here. And then I took even one of the little the little starfish and laid that on. Okay. Well, this is all going to store. Let's just set it aside. So then I took this and I'm going to carry this over to my embossing machine. Hang on, I'll be right back with you. You guys don't need to see all that mess. I'll have a big enough screen to show you everything. So we run this through. Uh-oh, it moved on me. You can use washi tape to tape that down. I hope you can still hear me. Hang on just a second. You can use washi tape if you need to tape these down to get them so they don't move on you. But then we're just going to run it through. Whoops. They're dancing, girls. They're just a-dancing. Hang on. Hang on. It'll be worth the wait. You're going to get to use every little bit of this to make a beautiful page. So here we got, we're stuck. Oh, good thing that didn't fall through the crack. All right, so now we have, this is what it ended up. So we have one piece of seaweed, two pieces of seaweed, a starfish, or another piece of seaweed. I'm going to put this down, make this bounce out. I just drop it on a hard surface and they bounce right out. So that's what you get. And then you've got your 3 sand dollars. And then I did that same exact thing. Okay. I did the same exact thing, and I'm not going to have you watch me again, with a piece of the Pebbled Path. And cut out sponged Pebbled Path, right, tone on tone. Same idea, used a 1/4 sheet of the cardstock. So that's what you end up with. You pretty much used it all. You've got your, where you can start embellishing. I did take another small piece and I cut those extra dies. You remember these pretty intricate dies here. So I cut that, and then I'm going to show you. So that was our layout. Let's just by the magic of television, I'm going to show you how those were all the pieces we cut. And if you use this layout, I want to see your pages when we get done. I'm going to show you really quick. Here's what I did. Here's page number 1. This was the left page. Let's hide all those cuts under there. And then I took those clusters. What do you think? Do you girls like it? I hope my scrapbooking girls are going to like it. Is like I said, you can do lake pages, beach pages, vacation pages, anything with that summery vibe. So after cutting out the gray and the vanilla, we sponged around our edges. I'll just show you really quick how I created my clusters. Here's another one of the extra. I didn't have you watch me cut Pebbled Path. Pebbled Path is actually one of the in colors. So if you look for this color, it's a real pretty grayish, the almost grayish brown. So that's what they're gonna do, is do that to the edges. And then what I did is I just started layering these pieces. I took that die, remember this die? And I cut a couple of those out in the vanilla. And then I did the same thing. Sponged the edges. You love it, Linda? Oh, I'm glad you do. I'm glad. It's such an easy layout, and it's just beautiful with any designer series paper. Then I took the You Absolutely Made My Day, because this you could use that for anything, any day at the lake, beach, any water vibe. And so I just layered all those and popped it up. Used this instead of a photo or journaling. I used it as an embellishment area. And then you're ready to see page number 2. So this is the right page. It goes like this. So I laid mine out like this. So to keep it in a triangular is what you like to do. Like, that's what I like to do. That's how I was taught with scrapbooking. So on a triangular, for your eye to go up, down, across. And then I think what I would do is I will probably make this into a journaling box. So I would just take a 1/4 to 1/8 of an inch smaller than this piece, add vanilla, and depending on my pictures, maybe journal a little bit about who, what, where, when. And then I would have room for 5 really nice size photos. So what do you think? The other thing I thought, hang on, was to add, so in that catalog we have the Neutrals adhesive back gems. And I thought about just to sprinkle on a little color, because they add a lot. We could sprinkle on, I don't know if you would want to do the gold. I think I'm going to do this, try the silver. Let's see what happens. Take my pick tool. Oh, girls, you think I was prepared. You can see 1,000,000 pages in this. You can. The layout is just, it is so easy. And your designer series papers, and go with the colors in the paper. Stampin' Up's done all the work for you. Don't make it harder than you have to. Don't sit there, look at your pictures and think, what am I going to do? What am I going to do? Use the colors in the paper. I can't wait. My next month, I think what they're going to do, this is just beautiful to me, is we're going to do something with that layout using, I have to show you because it might get missed in this catalog. This catalog is a little different to go through. You know what I do like? I like that they've given us sketches. If you need inspiration, go to page 22 of the new catalog. And if you don't have a demonstrator or somebody to get a catalog through, leave me a message. I'd be glad to hook you up with the new catalog. But on page 22, there is actually inspiration for card sketches, card sketch layouts. Well, I'm trying to find for you this. This to me would be an absolute beautiful scrapbooking page. I could see this being so summer feel. Love the colors. Love, you get die cut pieces. You get 3 double-sided designer series paper pieces, all 12 by 12, so front and back. You probably won't notice it in the catalog if it doesn't jump out to you, but I think it's absolutely gorgeous. And watch, because one of these Manic Mondays, if not next week, we will be working with frames and flowers on page 29. So, but yes, the designer series paper just does everything. So let's add a little bit of embellishing to this. I used to love when we had thread. I would put some metallic thread under there just to kind of mess it up a little bit. But yeah, let's do this. We're going to add, these are the Neutrals Adhesive Back Sequence. So it's sequence, it's fairly flat. It already has adhesive on it, so you don't need to mess with that. And then we're going to put a couple of these pieces. So you get a few large and a few small. I'm going to use both. Okay, same idea. I like to work in triangles. So we're going to add that to that. And then we'll do it to each cluster, just add a little bit. I taught you so many tricks. You're welcome. I'm glad. Thanks for joining me. I'm just glad to have given you some inspiration, have you join me here. I love the comments, the likes, the shares. It really does do something for me, so I appreciate that. And then let's put one. Let's see, let's do one right here. And then on this cluster, we'll do a large one here, a small one there, and then let's do another small one down here. Okay, so that just added, I don't know, maybe the gold would have stood out really well too, or the copper. I mean, you can do whatever. Once you have embellishments, use whatever you feel the color. Hindsight, probably the gold would have added a splash, but I don't want my sequence to speak louder than my focal point on my embellishments. And like I said, remember, your pictures are gonna do, they're gonna speak to you when you put photos on here. So that is the One Sheet Wonder layout. Who would have thought all these pieces cut and 2 12 by 12 card bases could create such a beautiful layout. And remember, once you get it, maybe you want yours to go this way. Maybe you want it to go that way. I mean, just move it around, because once you get the layout designed, you can put just let your pictures decide. It's going to matter which way you've taken your photos. So that is my One Sheet Wonder to share for the day. And I don't know if Wendy is on. Wendy, not sure if I saw Wendy on or not, but Wendy did win for commenting on my Smitten Stamper blog this week. And I did the Petal Pink and Pretty Peacock foiled gems. So see, that would be like adding, maybe your pictures were in pink. I mean, you could just do whatever gems you have. But that is Wendy's. I'm going to set that aside, and I'll need your address, Wendy, because I don't believe I have your address. And that was working with Seaside Wishes today. So that's all I have to share for the day today. I didn't know, would Wendy Hogue, I'll tag her. Yeah, is that how you pronounce it? I believe that is who it is, Linda. Thank you. That would be awesome. Yeah, thank everybody for commenting and following. Oh, I'll show you. So they make 4 pages when they come. This is the rest of the Let's Go Fishing Designer Series paper. So they're also going to make this layout. And this was a little more difficult. You do a lot more cuts. Actually, you could actually do the same size cuts. This is just mirrored image on both sides, layering cardstock, and then photo squares or journaling boxes. And then I just used a sheet of the, so there's six pages in there. 1, 2, this is from a paper share I do with my team. 3, 4, 5, 6. So these are the 6 pieces of paper that come in that Let's Go Fishing, that came in it, because unless it goes on a clearance rack, once they update again the clearance rack, if they had any of this left in stock, the stamp set for Let's Go Fishing did carry over, but this designer series paper did not. So I used this 12 by 12 as their base. The nice thing about Stampin' Up's designer series paper is you do get 2 sheets of every one of these in 12 by 12. This was a paper share, so you're only seeing 6 sheets in 6 by 12. But this is one side of the paper, and then this is the other. So this is how I came up with these. This right here was the sheet that I used to fussy cut. The dies do not cut these. Maybe I lied. I don't have those out, but you know what? Let me look. Because sometimes the dies will actually cut designer series paper. This one I don't have mounted yet onto magnetic. Here's the fish that comes in that. Let's see if he cuts out. So look at that. This die actually does cut one of the fish in this designer series paper. It cuts this tackle box, and that's where I got this shape right here, was from that. Okay, and then I used Good Things Come to Those Who Wait, because if anybody knows, I'm not a fisherman. You want to know what I say? It's a jerk on one end waiting for a jerk on the other. I saw that at a sign at my girlfriend's in-laws cabin up to 8 Point Lake, and I'll never forget it. This was way back in the 80s, and I just said, yep, that's why I take a good book and float. So actually, sometimes the dies will cut the designer series paper, and it's looking like in this designer series paper, this fish die did cut one of those fish. I think there was 2 fish. Let's see, 1 fish, 2 fish, red fish, blue fish. Nope, it's lures and bobbers. So he actually does cut out one of the fish, but my girls are going to fussy cut. They're just going to love me because I liked all sizes of the fish and all colors of the fish. And so what we'll do is they will fussy cut a sheet out, part of the sheet out, and they'll create these clusters for their embellishing. But those were those are the scrapbook pages that they're going to create using Let's Go Fishing tomorrow. And then I paired it with a new stamp set called Seaside Wishes. I try to make the most of a package of designer series paper when I get it. So does anybody want to see what our Year of Memories album looked like? I did get that from my sister, or my niece. I gave my first album. The second album I have a bunch of pictures in, so she hasn't put pictures in hers yet, but this is, Linda, you do? Okay. So this is my 3rd year of doing scrapbook class, and I am going to try very hard, Linda, to update the rest. I got the blog up and running. I got some PDFs on there from some past, say that 3 times fast, from some past classes, from the My Ink Pad to Yours. Okay, let me grab that and I'll show you. This was our very first Year of Memories album. So I'll show you. I use Creative Memories albums. I just love their albums. Oops. Get that out of the way. So we start with, they're all 12 by 12. That's what I use for scrapbooking. We start with a front cover page. This year, this was one of the stamp sets that we used for a front cover page. And then this was, and I do it kind of seasonally. This is going to be hard because it's hard to get 2 12 by 12s on my camera at once. So this was for January. I don't remember if you know this designer series paper. This was a Celebration, I believe, designer series paper. This was, then I would go to February. February was all about love. If we had stamp sets that worked, and then that was for journaling. I try to show them a technique. This was taking strips and creating borders. So we usually try to show a technique. This would have been March. So spring, we used, this was really popular. I love this Daisy Punch. That was a die. I'm never going to remember all these names, but see what I mean about choosing colors right out of your designer series paper? Who would have ever thought to put these colors together? Let your DSP do the work. Just take those. You have your work cut out for me. You have your work cut out for you. This one, actually, my upline was my inspiration. She made a beautiful card. So again, I think I have a past video, if you go back and look, how I took a card. This is actually a card front. And then this would be the other half of the card where you would write your greeting on the inside. And I showed them how you could take a regular standard card and create a focal point for a scrapbook page. This was actually 6 by 6 designer series paper. Don't limit yourself to 12 by 12 because you can sprawl it out and use like 4 inches, 2 inches, because this underneath doesn't matter. It's getting covered up anyways, so you have so much waste. And there again, I let the designer series paper dictate the colors. Then, this was pretty too. So we always do Mother's Day. We do go to the garden. We used to go to Countryside Gardens in Granville. And so on my album, I have pages from us at the plant shop, the greenhouse. So yeah, I punched dragonflies. You can punch butterflies, ladybugs. All of our punches, don't just take corners of the paper. You can punch from what's underneath these embellishments. Make yourself little tags, little banners, come off of your pictures. This was from the masculine. He's the man, or I don't know what that was, but that was actually, whoops, that was our father's page. This was our beach page that kicked off kind of like, I love these colors too. This paper was absolutely gorgeous. This is another one of those one sheet wonders where you just took a 12 by 12 sheet and did the same idea. So this was, glad she didn't use it. I'm glad it's just nice. This was inspiration from one of our artisan team girls. Oh my gosh. This technique, we watercolored, splattered. She made a card. What's her name? Tammy something. And then this was embossed with white embossing powder just to create a border for 4th of July. We watercolored a whole sheet and then cut out from stars. This, like I said, I love this messy. We just tore apart some of the twine or some of the linen threads to create that. This was the Celebrate Sunflowers dies. Beautiful, because if you in the fall start seeing all the sunflower fields where they'll let you go to the corn mazes, pick sunflowers. That was my idea for that page. Back to school, so we used the apple stamp set for school. So like I said, they're such a fun class, such a great group of girls. I started with, I think, 3 girls, then it went to 4 girls. Now I'm up to 6 of us. So this is just be a cute leaf raking. If you're in the leaves page, this was actually, I do a Halloween party every year. And so this was my inspiration. Loved that stamp set. If the broom fits, ride it. That's a very old set. But yeah, these are just some ideas of what my scrapbooking take on scrapbooking is. I know, is that funny? I love when when Stampin' Up creates those 12 by 12 sheets. I actually showed this in a video too, if you want to go back and look. I uploaded them to my YouTube channel, which is Trisha Bellinger, Smitten Stamper on YouTube. And I uploaded some of these videos. I do have one not using this designer series paper, but this came as 12 by 12. This is one way, and then it got turned and you would see it the other way, and I just cut it right down in half and we created a border, and the little gnomes were very popular then. And then just kind of went off those colors and tried to recreate that flower. So that was fall and Christmas. This was fun. This was designer series paper. The dies actually did cut out all of these to create a border. So we just created a border and I did a title. Always don't think you can't put something in the center of your photo mats. They could have made one of these journaling. These are actually popped up with dimensionals, so you can still tuck pictures behind. Just make sure all your gluing is done in this area so that you're leaving an area to put your pictures, tuck your photos underneath. And then I thought we ended the album with a last page too, but evidently it's not in there. But that was our, yes, with the zinnias. Yes, I did. I used the zinnia page because the zinnias came just like that. So that was my first year of Memories album. This is our 3rd year, but I knew my niece hadn't taken the time yet to put photos in there. I gave her that for Christmas. So this is our 3rd year. And this is tomorrow's class that the girls are going to make, are the Let's Go Fishing. So that's all I have for you today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget to go and leave me a comment this week. You have from now until next Manic Monday. And leave me a comment and I'll put you in a drawing. And we'll wait to get Wendy, and I think she said Hogue, H-O-G-U-E or something like that. So I just need an address. So Wendy, if you want to message me, you can do by messenger. I'll just need your address and I'll send these out to you. Anybody that leaves a comment this week, I'll have another surprise for a drawing next week. Thank you everybody for your likes, shares, comments, for joining me. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next week for Manic Monday. Bye.